honestly, sometimes actually I'm very serious. Then I just start the camera before you know something, I'm just laughing. Sometimes I even start laughing before I even start the camera because I'm thinking the thoughts in my head, what I'm going to say, and I just find it extremely funny. But anyway, today it's all about Reno Omokri. Yeah, I have time to waste. So because on a normal day, if I didn't have time to waste, Reno Omokri is the last thing that I'm gonna sit down and be discussing. But I have time to waste. Remember recently he wore his Sunday best. He put it out that he went to meet Tinubu, and I'm like, Tinubu is the person that you need to go and meet, that you're wearing your Sunday best and coming in. And then he came through. He saw this thing where you use this pass, this gate that you use your, what is it called now? Your boarding pass, and it opens and you go to. Was like, oh, so Nigeria not have it. I'm like, hi, go, some people just want us to remain. That thing where they say it's only leaves they wear in Africa. They are walking up and down. Some people actually want us to remain that way. So that was something to be admired. This thing has been there since. So has people when they shake table, no they talk. Now the people when they there, now then they feel out for body, they go say you they shake them. If you have to say you are shaking it, it ain't being shooked. But anyway, let me come and be very, very serious, because there was a challenge he threw out. And so the first thing was this. So I saw that, so I just laughed. I just shook my head. And I was like, there are many people who feel that whatever one is doing, when one is speaking or whatever, that you're doing it because you want recognition, you want appointment, you want one thing or the other. Well, I don't blame them anymore. This was the same man like someone did a video and said, Tinubu was the same person in 2022 yesterday, that Reno Omokri said is a drug lord, he's this, he's that, talked about his teeth, talked about the fact that, when they had that thing that he was peeing on his body. For me personally, I don't have time with anybody's personal whatever. Everybody have their own problem. I have my own, a lot on my body. If you want to abuse me for health to a full gram, I have arthritis in my leg, in my spine, in my whatever, all over. There's so many crazy things. So I trust it's nature. Everybody get their own whatever. But this was someone that he went. I remember when Tinubu went for his the Chatham House, interview, where Reno Omokri was there jumping up and down, like one, people, in terms of Tinubu is this one, is that one. He talked about his a forger or whatever. All of a sudden, Tinubu is not the best thing after jollof rice, is this, is that, is those, all of this, hyping. Everybody has the right to hype. The right I have to criticize Tinubu is the right Reno Omokri has to praise Tinubu. I've never had anything about that. But so he wrote something a few days ago. I saw an article, because for me, this is one thing for me in life. I say things the way they are. Me and you can be fighting, even you that I'm fighting with. If you now come to say something that you didn't say it well about yourself or something, I will correct you and say, you have done this now, whatever. So yes, Buhari is an absolute failure. There's no how anybody's going to describe it. But there are some things that he did, and he did get right. And so if you're going to talk about those things, let's talk about them. So there was this article, this person said, so he did a video. So Reno Omokri did a video. He said that why he came to Nigeria. So I watched a part of, I don't even know what made me click on that video, because normally I don't even click. I think I was doing, I had seen his picture where he had snapped his picture with Tinubu, so now talking about it, that he was on exile. Everybody they go exile, Anyway, so he spoke about that. So I now clicked on, like, okay, let me see what these reasons are. And then the other thing was, he now started talking about the fact that, no bandit leader was killed during Buhari. I'm like, no bandit leader. So I now did a tweet, and I laughed with my laughing emoji. I say, in the last 8 years, no bandit leader was killed. Who killed Shekau? And I say, if one has to lie, do it with something that we take fact-checking to disprove. So I left it at that. So of course now he wrote a long message. So first of all, he started with Dear Aisha. So I'm going to say this to you, Mr. Reno Omokri. We are not on their first name basis. So make it is Dear Aisha Yesufu or Dear Miss Yesufu, whatever it is that you want to use. He said, thank you for your feedback. In case you are unaware, there are differences between terrorists, bandits, and criminals. Please allow me to draw your attention to the distinction amongst these terms according to the official Global Terrorism Index Handbook and the Oxford English Dictionary. A terrorist, according to him, is an individual who uses violence and intimidation against civilians to achieve a political objective. Boko Haram, for example, is a terrorist organization, and Abubakar Shekau was a terror leader. A bandit, he said, is defined as a person whose occupation is organized theft. So, okay. So, Reno Omokri, look at that, your definition, organized theft, often in a group. They have no political motives. Their nefarious activities are purely for economic reasons. The cattle rustlers and community raiders currently plaguing northern Nigeria, officially designated as bandits by the Global Terrorism Index. And bandit leaders include Ali Kachala, Boderi Isiaku, Sani Dangote, Modi, and Nagala, all of whom were killed when Malam Nuhu Ribadu became the NSA. Nukuribado, selling market for Nukuribado. You know, I saw this. I think I'm going to do something on that video. I watched that video. I even had no intention of talking about it. I'm going to talk about that video. Where Nukuribado was listing all the things that were wrong with Nigeria in 2022, how this was happening, how terrorists was this, and saying that now everything is okay, there's nothing going on. This is the same 2022 when Buhari was there. I just hate people who are cowards, you understand? And I'm absolutely shocked and surprised that Nukuribado is one of those cowardly people who, when Buhari was in power, did not have the guts to call out Buhari, but now because Buhari is out of power, he now has the guts to be calling him out. This same person will call out this Tinubu that they don't have the guts to look him in the face and tell him of what an absolute abysmal failure he is, that he has failed worse than even Buhari, that was a total failure. You see, the cowardice, it's mind-boggling and mind-numbing that people, human beings, adults, can be this way. Just a few years ago, you people were praising Buhari. Those of us that were holding Buhari accountable and saying, look at what is happening in Nigeria, look at the insecurity, they were abusing us, insulting us, calling us all sorts of names. But anyway, I think that's a video for another day. So, and then he said, no bandit leader was killed under Buhari. Rather, according to Reno Omokri, General Buhari sanctioned that Sheikh Gumi meet with them. Finally, criminals are defined as persons who opportunistically commit crimes and are not coordinated or formed into bands. I do hope I have made the contrast among these three distinct groups clear. You may disagree with my political views, however, it is wrong to call me a liar. Please find attached the web address for the Institute for Economics and Peace and publishers of the annual Global Terrorism Index. It may help you understand these terms better. He puts their website, their address there. He said, if you fact-check these definitions above and find that I have lied or misrepresented the truth, I vow to donate the sum of 20 million Naira to a charity of your choice. If you ever need clarification on anything I've published, please do reach out to me and I will gladly make clarifications. Once again, thank you for your feedback and pray that God bless you and your family. Bros, keep that blessing to yourself. You need it more. You understand? He signed it, #table shaker. Hey, let me start. let me adjust my car. Okay. Well adjusted. First of all, based on these definitions that Reno Omokri has given himself, right? I will just quickly go to an article of Blueprint. You understand? Blueprint. This is an article of September 9th, 2020, where it says a notorious bandit Terwasi Akwaza, also known as Ghana, who had been on the wanted list for the security agencies and the Benue State government since 2016, has been killed by troops of the Nigeria Army at a border between Benue and Nasarawa states. I'm sure some of you will remember. Okay, Reno Omokri, maybe if you've not remembered, go ask questions. You probably were not in Nigeria and decided there were certain things that you were not going to see. Now that it's all about Nuhu Ribadu and all of that. But there's someone called Terwase Akwaza Ghana, a bandit leader that was killed in September 2020. And I can bet you, if I remember correctly, September 2020, who was the president? It's not now that we don't have a president. We have an illegitimate president, someone who rigged his way into office and claiming to be president. But I think there was a president, Muhammadu Buhari. So that's one. So that happened. Troops on Operation Ayete Makbatu 3 moved swiftly and mounted snap. Well, a long article, you might want to read it because I need to go and do other things. But just let me take my time out here to talk about this. General Gazama said the troops engaged Ghana and his gang. So Ghana and his gang. So a criminal that is a bandit Kiniko. So this is a bandit leader, right? So he engaged Ghana and his gang in a gun battle, which resulted to his death. He further said 40 of his men, 40 of Ghana's men, have been captured in the operation and are currently under custody to be handed over to the civil authority for prosecution. Items recovered during the operation include 5 AK-47 pistols, 3 blah blah blah. So that goes on. So that's a band, right? So if I come again, let me come to. If you come to a daily trust, or according to him, he has a particular index that he's using to describe that. But before I come to this, let me go back to some other this thing that I have here. Just a quick check. I've not had time to sit. I just came back from the gym, spent 4 hours in the gym. I've not had time to sit and I've been going through the bed. I'll just give you a few and move on to other things. We have someone called let me get this now, because on the 15th of January 2023, if I remember correctly, 15th of January, this article is 15th of January 2023, and I'm going to put this website so that they'll go and check them and not say that Aisha decided to make things up off her head. On the 15th of January 2020, there was a report that says barely 4 days after President Muhammadu Buhari assured Nigerians of his administration's determination to consolidate gains are recorded in security troops of the Nigerian army have neutralized and scores of bandits, including Ibrahim Kachala Gudau. So for me, all of these things, whether the military did the military, for me, I check whatever the military say, I take it with a pinch of salt. Whether the ones they say they've done today, the ones they say they've done tomorrow, all I want to see is to see that people are no longer being affected. People are no longer killed. My result for me, whether I don't trust what military says or not, even the ones that Reno Omokri has listed out and whatever, and the ones that I don't have any trust in them. I'm just reporting things, because if we want to report things, let's report them factually. Everybody knows I'm not a fan of Muhammadu Buhari. Even in 2015, when I voted for him, I made it was because of the vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. That was why I decided, finally, okay, let's look at maybe this one. And the things that were happening at that time in Nigeria that were unprecedented, even though Buhari ended up being worse. Of course, the worst then, nobody was a future to say, oh, this was going to be worse than this, and then you will not take action you needed to take. So I've never been a fan, of Muhammadu Buhari. But if things have to be said, say things the way they are. It's not about go come. That's why for me, I will say it and move on. I don't have to be remembering it in my mind, because if I need to think about it again, it's exactly how it happened. Not that, oh, how did I lie? Who did I support? Who did I not support? Even if me and you are fighting, if there are things that you've done right, I will say, I give it to you, you've done right. Even me and you are friends. If there are things you've done wrong, I will say, bro, sis, this one, Sha, you didn't do well. Things should be said the way they are. It's not, this is not about whatever political this is. It's about our nation. It's about our country. I don't care. Even if you are my enemy, if you get in there the wrong way, I'm accusing, fix the Nigeria. I will give it to you. Yes, you got in the wrong way, but see, at least you are fixing Nigeria or something. Not the one that you people think that this, propaganda that they use elections, what you come and use it during governance and use it to because you can speak big English and use it to just bamboozle bamboozle people. Nah, it's not gonna happen. So January 15, 2023, right? So this Goodell, they said, a notorious and one of the most dangerous bandit leaders, commanded a group carrying out kidnappings and killings in Kafuna, Katsina, Zamfara, and part of Niger Republic. Gandu's gang was believed to have killed the 7 personnel of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, who were ambushed and killed by bandits in Kaduna State while on official duty last week. According to available intelligence, Goodell, whose corpse had gone viral in the social media, was one of those killed by the troops as they repelled an attack in Kankami village in Kaduna State. This is dated January 15, 2023. And I can tell you, January 15, 2023, President Muhammadu Buhari was still the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the commander-in-chief, not this illegitimate certificate forger and who was found to be in drug dealings. That he wasn't the one that was there. So that is it. Me, I know they too talk. When I want to talk my own, I go open my own. You know, talk and as it be. Let me look for another. Okay, yeah. So this one is still the one on the Kachala, right? That we've done. Okay, yes, here. I just. So that's to give you, if you know, bandit leaders were killed, right? So let me come back to another something that is quite interesting. In when was it? This is from January 5th, 2022. The federal government has formally declared bandit groups operating in the country as terrorists. So whether you are a bandit or whatever you call your criminals, definition, for them, for somebody like Reno, all he cares about is the definition. I don't freaking care about no definition. Even with your definition, see the ones that have been killed. But let me tell you something, what I care about is people's lives that are being affected, people that are being killed, people, citizens who are helpless, who are living in places where they don't even feel the government presence. That's what concerns me, not the definition of what is not the definition. And to come and say that none of them were killed during Buhari, it is not Tinubu that is killing whatever. Please, that is a lie from the pit of hell. And I've said it and I repeat it. For those of you that are sitting there because somebody is in power, you want to get one thing or the other, all those this thing, what do they call it, psychophancy and what? It is when the person is no longer there that you have the liver and the guts to come out and start talking. Just Buhari of yesterday, that people like, what's his name, Nuhu Ribadu, were celebrating and making as if they are the best thing after hot bread and butter. Today is the one that they are calling out the way they are calling out. But beyond that, to say, he did say that he was going to give 20 million naira to my whatever charity of my choice. I think Reno Omokri, you need the 20 million naira. Yeah, so you be the charity. But one of the things that I'll finally say is to say that 20 million naira, I'm using a calculator right now. 20, 1, 2, 3. I think I need another 0. 1. Yeah, 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 7 zeros, right? 20 million naira under Buhari. Let me even use 800 naira. Dollar in the black, official rate was around 400 or something. Right? Let me even say, let's say it didn't get to, as of when Buhari left office, dollar was maybe 7 something, but I'm going to put it at 800 naira. So I'm going to divide that 20 million naira with 800 naira. So that's going to be 25,000. Yeah, let me write that down. That's $25,000, right? That 20 million naira would have given you $25,000 under Buhari. I can't even believe. I can't believe that it's me that they are now that's why when I tell people in 2015 they're like, you people. I say, look, things can be so bad that you now be praising whatever. Yes, in that 2015, people were shouting that dollar was 220. It went from, is it 160 all of a sudden to 220, to the extent APC were using it to campaign. Then during Buhari, we saw how it went up, then it came down, it settled at around 400 official, 7 something, black market and all of that. Today, to say that today, and I kept telling them, if you take good governance to be just how much was dollar, a time will come when we will be buying dollar for 2,000 in Nigeria, bag of rice for 100,000. Sadly, bag of rice is already 100,000. And then you now be saying that, oh, Buhari was good. No, Buhari was an absolute failure. This one, it's more of a failure on that failure. But anyway, let me come back to that 20 million naira we talked about just now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6. So 20 million naira under Buhari today, dollar is about 1,700. So a 20 million naira under the illegitimate administration of Tinubu is 11,764. Let me say 765. Let me round up the other ones. $11,765. Whereas during Buhari, you would have gotten $25,000. So keep it. You need it a lot.